So, dear Manchester United fans, there are certain times we have to think about some of the actions that we take on social media and some of the ways that we criticize players, criticize the team, criticize the manager. Man United have only played 2 games in this season. We saw positive preseason. We saw opportunities where Man United could improve, and we saw situations where Man United have improved. We played a couple of games against Everton, against West Ham, Bournemouth in preseason, Fiorentina, against Leeds, testing ourselves against Premier League sides, considering the fact that we only have domestic competitions to compete for. And we saw massive improvements. Case in point, Bournemouth. Or even in some situations, the Leeds game where it felt like the whole team was a bit all over the place, but then there was some gelling eventually. And then the West Ham game where we won, the Bournemouth game where we smashed them 4-1. Yes, albeit it was preseason. Then came Arsenal. We played Arsenal and we lost 1-0. But everybody was upbeat. We're excited. Oh, we lost the game, but we played very well. We outplayed Arsenal, played them off the park and stuff. And then came Fulham. We've played Fulham and then we drew the game. And it felt like a loss because we didn't play well. And then we now drew the game in the fashion that we did. But the thing I've noticed as a trend over the last couple of years as a Man United fan, over the last couple of years as I've begun to focus more on Man United content and drill deep into the nitty-gritties and the details, is the fact that Man United fans are so quick to find a scapegoat. At the end of the Fulham game, everybody focused on 2 people. The Amorim out brigade or sack Amorim brigade came out and on X, and they're like, oh, Amorim out, sack Amorim, get him out the door, bring in Xavi Hernandez and all of that. And then you have the Bruno haters, the ones that have been hibernating for the last 6 months when things have not been going well, but they've been blaming everybody all over the place. They've come out and they're like, oh, Bruno is the main reason why we drew to Fulham. Bruno is the main reason why we're not moving forward. Bruno is this, Bruno is that. Meanwhile, the stats speak for itself. And then you hear arguments like, oh, he's playing for himself. I'm like, are you guys really seeing what is really going on? And then you hear things like, oh, Amorim needs to change his formation. Amorim came out in the press conference the other day and said, systems are overrated. It's all about being fluid in whatever you play, in however you play. And Man United is playing in a fluid kind of formation. Not that Amorim is the first person to have played a 3-4-3. Hello, Amorim is not the first person to play a 3-4-3. And I can name 5 or 6 teams that are playing this 3-4-3 system. In fact, Xabi Alonso, who was Bayern Leverkusen manager, played 3-4-3 and won the league with 3-4-3. Oh, what of Thomas Tuchel? Thomas Tuchel played 3-4-3 at Chelsea, or 5-3-2 as the case may be, and used it to win trophies at Chelsea, and still does it to this day. Now, Xabi Alonso, people used to give examples, has adapted to what he has as a team. But if he had his Bayern Leverkusen team as the current Real Madrid, I bet you he's going to play his 3-4-3 formation. That's why he tried it out in the World Cup and made a few changes and it didn't work. Oh, think about other coaches. Look at even Vitor Pereira, who is the Wolves coach. I know I should not be comparing Man United to Wolves, but they have players that are suited for that system, that 3-4-3 system. Even when Vitor Pereira came here and insisted that he played that 3-4-3 system. And they just played West Ham and beat West Ham, coming from 2-1 down to win 3-2 in the EFL Cup. So people saying, oh, the system doesn't work. The system is never going to work. This and that. And then joining the media to destroy this team that we're all trying to pick from the doldrums is really, really, really disheartening for Man United fans, where Manchester United, we are supposed to be united together, backing our team and backing the manager and backing the players, not supporting one player over another. Oh, Manu should play this. Oh, Bruno should play this. This. Now you're heaping a lot of pressure on a 20-year-old who has barely started his career as a Manchester United player. When he comes now and he has a clanger, Manu is this, Manu is that. The same way Garnacho had a clanger several times last season and fans were slagging him off for a young player like that, who is just 21. Now we are beginning to put pressure and power pressure on a player who Ruben Amorim is trying to slowly add into the system, make him the center of the system so we can actually play. We've barely played games this season, just 2 games, and everybody's having PTSD from what happened last season. I bet you it would not happen the way it happened last season. Man United lost the first game, played well. Man United drew the second game. It felt like a loss, but didn't play well. We didn't play well. And if we took our chances, probably winning the game 3-1. But it is not the time for you to start looking for someone to blame. I've seen a lot of content creators blaming Bruno for everything or blaming Amorim for everything. It is not the time to pile blames on people. It is the time for you to focus on watching the game. You don't see anything that you like, constructive criticism, not to come out and blatantly, destroy players on social media. It is disheartening to see Man United fans do this, and trust me, it won't take us anywhere. if we're divided against each other, and then other fan bases will start to laugh at us. Trust me, it is heartbreaking to see Man United fans go against each other on social media, but it is what it is. I will not let any Man United fan come against my love for the club. I will support the club in good and in bad, and you might call it me supporting mediocrity all you want. But in truth, I want to enjoy the game. I love to watch Man United anytime they play. They're going to play Grimsby Town as at the time of recording this video. You might see this video after the game, but it is what it is. The truth is, I'm going to support my club. I'm going to back my team. I'm going to back my manager. I'm going to back my players. And that is the way to support Manchester United. When you see something to criticize, constructively criticize, not to bash people and bash players. In the end, we're all Manchester United fans. Glory, glory, Manchester United. I respect your opinion, and I expect that you respect mine as well. Cheers.